Does it feel good? Does it feel good? That is literally the only words that are in my head this morning. So, which is interesting, because I do seem to have this kind of word in my head at the moment, and I love it when it just takes me somewhere. It's just taking me somewhere. So, this is something that I have noticed often in my life, where a word kind of comes in and it sits with me, and it feels like a theme. It feels like a running theme. And I remember one winter going through this and calling it the gift of. And I was like, I'm being given the gift of remembering. And I would sit in that zone for a while, remembering things. Then the word remembering would kind of slowly fade, and another word would replace it. Maybe it'd be, rest or nourishment or replenishment. And these words would just gradually, they'd show up in my world, and then they'd fade away, and another one would replace it. And they'd be there for kind of 3 to 4 days. And since summer solstice, this seems to be a daily fluctuation. I'm being given a different word, a different theme every single day. Can you see I'm going red? This ring light, it must just kick out so much heat. Anyway, I probably didn't ought to use them, but you know what it's like. It's natural lighting, especially in this room, isn't that great because it's in the shade first thing in the morning. I'm going really red, aren't I? Do I need to open a window? Do I need to get a breather? What do I need to do? Give me 2 seconds. Okay, we have a window open. It just has to be that way. I'm sorry. So if you can hear a lot of traffic noise, that's what's going on. So I would have these feel like words that would come through, and they would just change and shift. And then since the summer solstice, it's been a different word every day, which that's the quickest it has ever been, I've never had it happen this quickly. And that's interesting. Anyway, obviously, I know it's linked to the energy around me. So I obviously tune into the energy around me or within me. Maybe it's within me, this one. And I feel the energy guiding me. The energy is my sat nav. The energy is guiding me. It's guiding me to the right pathway forwards every day. And I know I'm on the right path because it feels good. And if it didn't feel good, then I'm not on the right path. And that's like a really interesting conundrum, because we have so many beliefs around that. And I, have been breaking through limiting beliefs and conditions for such a long time now that, I'm probably, it's probably one of the ones that I have really strongly released. But ultimately, if it doesn't feel good, you're on the wrong path. And I get it, right? We are taught that the feel-goodness comes after. So we hustle, we work hard, we do the things, and then we reach the feel-good. The pot of gold, the piece that feels good. But actually, the piece that feels good is the guidance, So if you're waking up this morning and your Monday doesn't feel good, did I wake up tired? Yeah. Did I sleep very well? No, not really. I slept better than a normal Sunday, to be fair. I never sleep on a Sunday. I used to never sleep on a Sunday. Let me change that, because I am sleeping better on a Sunday. And I think it's linked to this leaning back, this acceptance, this surrender. Because prior to this, I kind of was trying. And this is where this wording came through to me originally this morning, was that a lot of us try and grow and try and change and try and heal ourselves and try to kind of force the healing and the growth. And if you're forcing it, if you're trying, if it's not feeling good, then it's not right. It's not happening in the way that it should. So even when we are in the pits of frustration and depression and despair, The fact that we are in the pits of frustration, depression and despair is telling us that our belief system, our conditions, the things that we believe about the world are not in alignment with who we are, which is why we feel frustrated, depressed, angry, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. We're on the da-da-da-da-das again. Because that is the signal, the really strong signal, that everything that you believe about yourself and your life is wrong. It's not in alignment with who you are. And so the only way to kind of climb out of that is to realign yourself. And realign yourself to the story that is correct, to the narrative in your head that is correct, to the beliefs and the conditions that are correct. So if you feel like life is just like horrendous and just a nightmare and it's the worst thing in the world, how can that ever be correct with who you are? You're here to experience the full range of this life. You're here to, to have the joys, to have the sadness, you're here to learn how to use your emotional guidance system. You're here to understand that feeling good is not conditional. It's not dependent upon the physical reality. It's within you. This is all very interesting for me. I have no idea where this is coming from, but I think I'm looking back at the moment. I think there's a feeling of looking back and seeing where I have been. And I am... Sorry, that was a loud bang. I am someone... Ooh, I think I picked the wrong foundation. Where's my right one? Oh no, there we go. You can't see it, can you? I am someone who knows all this stuff. And yet I have easily been caught up in a place of trying to sort myself out, trying to get into alignment. And I believe that trying has actually hindered me. And it's actually stopped me getting into alignment. Because instead of following the flow and going with the flow and allowing the energy to take me on a journey, I tried to control it. And in trying to control where I was, if you've followed me for a while, you will know even in the last few weeks, I started creating videos based around a topic. And that topic was a daily topic and it shifted. So sorry, that's another loud bang right near the microphone part of my phone, sorry. So I decided I would talk about this topic on a Monday, talk about that topic on a Tuesday, talk about that topic on a Wednesday. And my goodness me, did that not work for me. And I was really trying to force myself to do it because it made sense logically. And so it must have been right? Because it made sense logically. But it was so uncomfortable and so hard for me to do. And I didn't feel like I was in flow. And I didn't feel like I was doing the right things. And it didn't feel aligned. It didn't feel easy. It felt painful. It felt hard. It felt frustrating. It felt like I was trying to connect to something. I've got a hair somewhere. Like I was trying to connect to something that wasn't there. Didn't feel right. And the minute I stopped doing it, the minute I released it, the minute I released this belief that that's how it must be, the minute I released the belief that that's how it should be, there was like a massive weight lifted, and it was like, this feels really good to do it this way. That didn't feel good. This feels good. And I think it's a really important piece of the way that I live. And that is feeling good. When I go back a few years, I had a saying when I was first starting in all this stuff. I had a saying, and it was, follow the feel-good feelings. And that was literally my whole ethos. Follow the feel-good feelings. Because when you're living an energetically led life, it is really important to follow those feel-good feelings, because it is about the frequency that you are giving off. And if you're not following the feel-good feelings and you're in not so feel-good feelings, then that is what you are actually creating in your life too. So if you are not feeling so great in your life, then it's time to start asking just a couple of questions to work out how you can feel great in your life. I'm trying to get my brows to match. One's high, one's low. It always happens. I think it's just that, you know, they say sisters, not twins, don't they? Anyway, so if life isn't feeling good, if your healing journey isn't feeling good, if it doesn't feel exciting, you know, that kind of like feeling of just like life being just amazing and being really flowful and really exciting, you know, when you live life like that, it is amazing. Or you live life in a way that feels like it's survival, you know. I know which one I would rather live in. I would definitely rather live in like feeling like life is just happening for me and working with me, much more than like life working against me. And ultimately, we want to live a happy life. I want to live a happy life. You see, I've talked a lot in this video about you. I haven't talked so much as like a diary. But if we want to live a happy life, we've got to live a happy life. If you want to live a happy life, you have to live a happy life. And a lot of people are caught in the trap that happiness is that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And we all know about what happens to that pot of gold. It moves, it never stays there. It moves back and back and back. The happiness has to be in the journey. It has to be in the now. And if you want to live a happy life, if you want to look back on your life in a year's time, so no, let's do winter solstice. So winter solstice, you want to look back on your life and you want to say, do you know what? The time from summer solstice to winter solstice was lovely. It was really happy. It was a really great time. I loved it. I felt really happy. Then you've got to do the happy things now. You've got to do the things that make you happy now, because if you don't, then you're going to look back and you're not going to see a happy life. You're going to stack them on top of each other. Anyway, quick kind of diary update, because I've kind of gone down a different tangent. I haven't really kind of gone into that. So obviously we had the arc of last week which came through, which was really exciting to me. I was like, oh, this is amazing. I'm just being led. I'm just letting myself be led. I am just laid back on that raft, on that stream, dipping my fingers in as the raft just flows, looking up at the blue sky through the trees, just having a whale of a time. And it took me from the Monday, which was feeling like hustle, it took me into kind of Tuesday, which was frustration, took me into Wednesday, which was kind of releasing all that, tuning back in, and I got through to Friday. And I woke up on Saturday morning and I was like, what's the energy? Give me a word, tell me the theme of the day. And nothing came through. Nothing. And I was like, so what's this about then? And then I remembered that Saturday is often linked to reflection, so I was thinking a lot about what had happened. And during Saturday afternoon, we literally had like a sunbathing day in the garden. It was amazing. I just legged out, put my earpods in, listened to my audiobook, and it came to me. Weekends are for enjoying. It's for weekends are downtime, it's relaxing, it's the day to enjoy. It's the time to enjoy who I've become and time to enjoy this human life that I am living. So that's not to say that I don't enjoy every day, but it was like there's nothing that needs to grow, there's nothing that needs to change apart from your actual enjoyment of your human life. So I leant back this weekend, I just tuned in the joy of everything. That was it. The joy of laying there listening to my audiobook, the joy last night of sitting and watching the TV, the joy of cooking, the joy of the sunshine, the joy of being able to go places. I just tuned into the joy literally all weekend. And actually it's put me in a really good place this morning. I must admit though, since I cleared that frustration, which I think was Tuesday, ever since then, I have literally woken up every single morning with a smile on my face. Life feels good. It feels good to be living this life. I know that there are things, I keep getting told about decision fatigue, that keeps coming through. Stop making decisions, allow your body to lead you. That really keeps coming through for me at the moment. So I'm going to take a little piece of that into today and see where that takes me. But yeah, life's feeling really good. Life is feeling really good. Now, I have been I've got this feeling that we did the change last week. Here we are at the weekend, like enjoying the frequency that I'm on, enjoying the frequency of the woman that I've become, enjoying that. So I was in that over the weekend. I do feel like, while there isn't a real massive theme of the day, there is just this reminder that if it doesn't feel good, it's not the right path. Maybe that's actually... All right. Have you had your pop and biscuits motorbike? I do have this feeling that I'm being told that because this week is making my life reflect the expression of her. So in the sense of health, food, day-to-day routine, self-care, all that kind of stuff. Because at the moment, those things are aligned to her. So there is going to be some movement, I think, this week within my physical reality, within my physical day-to-day routine to connect to who she is. So let's see how this unfolds. I will be here tomorrow, share a little bit of another little post along these lines, and we will see where it takes us. See you later.